lovely human.
Well, I am pretty excited.
No, but you're okay. Can I say?
Yeah.
Are we friends?
Yes, we are totally friends.
We're beyond Facebook friends. This is cool. You're operating at a high level. Why do you think that is?
Because all the way back to the top of the accountability, the coaching, the recognition that I wasn't operating at my highest level, that there was, I was capable of so much more. Oh, and by the way, you are being held up by a cup of peppermint tea. All right. Yes, this is. And look how close we have to get. We were friends before, but now we're really good friends.
Okay, Craig, when it comes to coaching, the importance of coaching, I see you as a massive mentor in my life, as a coach in my life, and I have publicly said multiple times before, you know, you're one of two people, you and James Franco, I give massive credit for getting me out of the gym into the online world.
Yeah.
How is the process you go through for you finding a coach, for you getting accountability, for you finding your steps forward?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's something that I tell people at every single level. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, if you're advanced. What you want to do when you're looking for a coach is, first of all, you want to find somebody who shares your morals and ethics, okay? Shares your morals and ethics. And so I hired Tom Venuto as my first coach way back in the day. I mean, he is somebody who just had the massive, massive integrity, 100% on the integrity scale. So that's why I went to him. That's why I go to Bedros these days, just because I know how he has helped people. So it's first and foremost, someone who shares your morals and ethics. Second is somebody who's been there and done that, who's achieved what you want to achieve. And when you have that in place, you are just going to be able to go and follow their path to success. It's like if you wanted to climb Mount Everest, you're probably going to want to go and talk to somebody that climbed Mount Everest, right? And then from there, the next thing you do is you make sure that you click with them. So you go to Fitness Business Summit and you hang out with you, or you hang out with whoever else that you want to have as your coach. You want to make sure that you're going to have a good dynamic with them as well. And then the next thing is ask around for referrals. You know, just like when you're hiring a plumber, as people do, you want to make sure that you get a good referral to a coach. And you want to check their background. You want to check their references. You're going to go and you're going to find, like, hey, maybe 3 or 5 people that they've coached before, and get advice from them. Now, can I tell you a funny story?
Please. I love funny stories.
Yes. So I was Tom's first coaching client.
Yeah.
And I had no referrals to go to.
Yeah.
I was Tom's last coaching client. So
is that bad on him or you?
Well, I think here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that I was his one and only coaching client because I did so well that there's no way that any of his coaching clients in the future could possibly replicate the success that I had. And so that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm sticking to.
Look at the class this guy's got. He's able to do his peppermint tea, live stream, and interview. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is it that you want to be surrounding yourself with now?
Oh, you want to be surrounding yourself with people that are way smarter than you, way more successful than you, and then also still that you want to play up to their level in terms of morals and ethics and values and character. And so never let yourself go down the slippery slope of getting business advice from somebody who can make you a lot of money fast, but does so in a way where you just feel like absolutely terrible in your stomach, you know? And so I always want to be looking for the people that just see my potential at a higher level, that hold a higher bar for me. I always do this little thing when I'm teaching my workshops, Chris, that I say, most people, I show this little picture of a little mountain peak on the left, big mountain peak on the right, and I say to people, most of us set that bar too low. And the thing is, successful people with experience, have helped other people get more results, have hit a higher level, and they go, hey, listen, Craig, you can do so much more. I know, you're not 100% here, you're not 100% there, but I see the potential in you. And so you really, really, really do. Go back to the old cliche, is you become the average of the 5 people you hang around with. And it's not actually just a cliche, it's research proven. If you hang around people that are overweight, you have a greater risk of becoming overweight. If you hang around people that smoke cigarettes, you have a greater risk of developing a cigarette smoking habit. It's research proven from Harvard University. So make sure that you get everything in place to be successful. Surround yourself with the right people.
So why does coaching go wrong, or where does coaching go wrong, and how do you see that before it turns into a bad thing?
Oh, great question. And it's all about communication, right? So, and the expectations of even before the coaching arrangement is set up. So you go back to my first coaching arrangement with Tom Venuto, and it was like, hey Tom, I'm coming to you with this goal, this expectation. And he was very clear. We were very communicative about this is what's going to happen. And when most people are frustrated with a coach, it's because they feel like they've been promised a result or a process that was not delivered.
Yep.
And that can just totally ruin friendships. You have to be very careful about hiring somebody who is a friend, because if you don't have that communication, that's what's going to happen. So if you're a coach, be very, very clear. Here's what I can do for you. Here's what I can't do for you. Don't overpromise and underdeliver. On the other side, as a student, make sure that when you go and do this, you are clear with your coach. I need this result to happen.
Yep.
And so let me turn the tables on you and ask, when someone comes to you as a coaching client, Chris, what do you say to them? Like, how do you set it up from the first call to let's be clear on results and expectations?
I think it definitely starts with, let's get clear, are we the right fit first? Are you the right fit for me, and are we the right fit for you? And I think especially when it comes to like selling, like I don't see it as a sales process, it's a fit or no fit. And if we're a fit, fantastic, let's talk about how the relationship can work from there. And then let's actually get really clear on what it is that you want. Now, one of the first questions, especially when it comes down to like business coaching, is we're going to ask a question like, how much money do you want to earn?
Right.
Now, most of the time, somebody comes back with an answer like $100,000. And I'm like, okay, that's fantastic. But I always double it and I come back with the question, well, why not $200,000?
Sure.
And usually it's always because that person is simply just got a self-limiting belief. Do you know what I mean?
Little mountain on the
they're-
left.
Exactly. They're the ones setting that standard. They're the ones standing in their way right now. So then it's simply go, okay, what does your ultimate life want to look like?
Yeah.
What is your dream lifestyle? What's that actual dream lifestyle going to cost at the end of the day? And let's start to reverse engineer that process. And then simply how does the business need to be set up? What's that business model need to look up? And to reverse engineer that process and kind of work it from there. So then it's very tangible and there's actually step by step. So I like going big picture first, and let's boil it down into what we need to do like on a day-to-day basis to be able to rock and roll from there. And then communication is key.
Yeah.
Like we got to be touching base. One of the things I do with my coaching clients is they've got to be checking in and giving their progress updates every single week. And if they don't, it's a good sign that they're kind of flailing away and they're being the ones that are maybe not up to speed. And I don't always like looking at outcome goals. I rather look at their behavioral goals.
Sure.
So what are you doing day to day, week to week? Are you actually getting the job done? Because then we can work on the process rather than kind of like looking at some tangible like KPIs and stuff like that might want to be too meaningless.
Yeah, and so, first of all, one thing before I ask you another question is when I hired my first coach, Tom, the very first question on the very first call, he said, Craig, what do you want your business to look like in 5 years from now? It's a very pivotal, magic moment for me, and we can circle back to that in a moment. But you then, one of your first coaches was James Schramko, a good friend of mine. I've known that guy since about 2009 through Yannick Silver, and James is just an awesome, awesome person. He's got a new book out called Make More, Work Less.
Yep,
and so describe your experience, like why did you go to James? How did he start you off and what did he help you do?
Okay, really good question. I think I initially connected with him because he actually is from the same town, Manly, in Sydney, Australia, that I'm from as well. That's where my own hometown is.
Yep.
And then I just saw the way he operated and I see the way the both of you communicate. It's very simple and it's very effective, which I think is key to at the end of the day. So there was that kind of like, oh, you're kind of where I'm from and you're doing this, and I could relate to that, and I think that relation kind of like opened that door and sparked that possibility in my mind. And he goes, okay, let's be able to rock and roll. And then simply it was asking the right questions. He's a huge proponent of do the one thing right now, that is what you need to do, and don't get carried away with everything else. And that's obviously something that's so key, the one thing. And I also think a big influence was the book Ready, Fire, Aim.
Oh yeah, from my mentor, Mark Ford.
Yeah, that one really, I've read that multiple times because I always find if I just execute, just like this new show that we're doing at the moment, Jim, and I got to the point, I was like, no, this is what I want to be doing with my life right now.
Okay.
And therefore I want to be just doing it, and then we're here doing it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now if we go back to what I said about Tom's question, very much like you, big picture stuff.
Yeah.
It was that question set in motion my journey that allowed me to go on and buy Early to Rise from the author of Ready, Fire, Aim, Mark Ford. Did we talk about this before?
We've talked about this before, but I think this is a story I absolutely love. I really want you to share this because you said to Tom, I want my business to look like
Early to Rise.
And then?
Well, then Tom knew of Early to Rise. He's like, yeah, okay, totally. I know, I love that website as well. It helps people build wealth, improve their health, all of these things. And I was just in the fitness industry at the time. And so Tom then said to me, well, Craig, you're going to have to up your game. You know, he said, he raised the bar for me. And he said, listen, in order to do that, you're going to have to become a better writer, a better speaker, a better trainer, a better coach, grow your network, which was really scary for me. But when I went and did those things, I call it the law of action attraction. I went and did the work, and I attracted opportunity in my life. But you're not going to just attract opportunity sitting around at the kitchen table. You have to go out and do the work and attract the opportunities. And so eventually I did. I went out and I met my business partner, Matt Smith, and I told Matt Smith the same goal that I had. And then Matt Smith met Mark Ford, the author of Ready, Fire, Aim, and the owner of Early to Rise, at an event. And he said, I know, Mark Ford said, I'm ready to sell the business. And my friend Matt Smith said, I know a guy who would love to buy it. And I bought my dream business 5 years, 3 months, and 17 days after. Yeah, I was 3 months and 17 days late. So don't hold that against me.
Okay. Now, you and I both travel a lot.
Yep.
We were just talking about this before we hit the record button. How do you operate and how do you keep yourself doing what you need to do as you travel? Because it's so easy for life to throw a curveball. Maybe you're delayed at an airport. Maybe you're just tired. You've got a lot on, do you mean, over these next couple of days. How is it that you do everything that you do so well?
Well, I think it's so easy to stay in your routine. I mean, I just don't see how it's hard to get out of your routine. I think a lot of people, the problem is most people give themselves permission. Oh, I'm in an airport. That means I can eat whatever I want. Yeah. I can sit around and goof around on my iPhone. You're just in an airport, dude. You're not in anywhere fancy. It's not like you're at Disney World. Yep. So pay attention and do the work. They got outlets and plugs now, and so you can get actually more work done in an airport than you do at home because you are actually outside of your regular work area and your brain starts operating different. Yes. So most people that I know that are high performers actually say, I get all my best ideas when I'm at the airport. Yeah.
Get my best writing done.
Yeah, you're so focused. So everybody that's listening, you know, if you're going on a holiday, it's different. All right, you know, it's a free-for-all once you go through customs and once you go into your holiday land. But if you are traveling for work, if you are traveling on a family trip that is not a holiday, you know, maybe you have to go to grandma's for Thanksgiving, but you have a couple of work days in there, stay on your routine. Do it as much as possible. Plan and prepare. It's much like in order to have a great morning, you have to prepare the night before. Yep. And in order to have a great work day in an airport, just plan the night before. Think about what you're going to do. Get there on time so you're not rushing around. And then you can sit, do the work, and you can even work on airplanes. So I just don't see any reason to drop off your routine if you're trying to stick to it, okay? There's no reason. It's easy to stick to your routine. Don't let it become an excuse to give yourself permission to start being average because, you know, I actually hate being in airports on Sundays. I feel it's like the most soul-sucking, loneliest thing in the world, even if you're traveling with friends, to be in an airport on Sunday, because Sunday's like family day, and I really hate it in NFL season because you go into an airport and all these people are drinking beer, and I mean, I can't imagine drinking a beer before we go on a flight. And, you know, you're just gonna be going to the bathroom like all flight. So, you know, they're drinking beers and they're wearing their football jerseys and stuff. And that's okay, but you know what? Then they're gonna get to their thing and they're gonna be like, oh, I'm tired, and I didn't get any work done. I'm not prepared for this meeting. Listen, just because you're going on a work trip doesn't mean you're in holiday mode as soon as you go into the airport. So. Yep. I want to stay at it. I actually don't work Sundays. I don't fly on Sundays. I just stay out of the airport on Sundays most of the time. If I have to go in, I go really, really early in the morning before the average person gets in there.
What's exciting you most at the moment?
This podcast.
No, you're such a lovely human.
Well, I am pretty excited.
No, but you're, okay, can I say?
Yeah.
Are we friends?
Yes, we are totally friends.
We're beyond Facebook friends. This is cool. You're operating in a high level. Why do you think that is?
Because all the way back to the top of the accountability, the coaching, the recognition that I wasn't operating at my highest level, that I was capable of so much more. I was on the outside looking in. I was on the edge of the bubble, and I thought, why can't I be more successful? I know that I have the skills and the intelligence, as everybody does listening to this.
Yep.
It's not a matter. So my business partner, Matt Smith, says whenever you have a problem with somebody, whether it's a team member or even yourself, it's only two things. It's either skill or commitment. Skill or commitment. You know, if you have a team member who's showing up late to work, it's either skill or commitment, or they're not getting their work done, it's skill or commitment. Now, most people have the skills. If they don't, then we give them the skills. We teach them, we coach them. But the other time, it's a commitment. And so I have a commitment to getting better every single day. And I recognize where I need a lot of help. And that's a little bit different than most people. They don't do the introspection and self-reflection to figure that out. They don't set the ego aside. Now, I'm not perfect in that. I've let my ego block me from getting help faster or in some areas. But recognizing that, going, okay, here I go. I need to become a better man. That's why I hang around people who are at a higher level, like Bedros, and even higher than that, because Bedros and I look to hang around people like, and we're in Joe Polish's 25K group. So that's how I've been able to elevate my game from boring, monotonous, exercise guy, and you can go back to 2007, watch my first videos on YouTube. They were terrible.
No, so I tagged him. I tagged Craig in an Instagram post. What it was like last week. I actually went through an external hard drive that I've got while I'm still traveling, and I found old, like original Turbulence training, like stuff.
Oh yeah, right.
And it was also your business mentoring as well, and it was like back from like 2008. I'm pretty sure that I had these documents from, and it was amazing. It was so cool being able to see that.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, I just want to get better every day, because I feel like a hypocrite if I'm not pushing myself. So here at Fitness Business Summit last year, I said I was going to hug 100 people, which was outside of my regular comfort zone. Now I hug people all the time. It's I don't want to shake their hands because there's too many germs there, anyways. But last year I did about 91 hugs. I don't think I got to 100, even though I wish I did. And then this year, it's to do 100 selfie videos. And I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. One, because it's fun. It's a good challenge for me. Yeah. But two, so many people need to learn how to do video, and I'm just going to force them to do video. I'm just going to walk up to them and ask them a question, because it's practice. Once you practice, you get better. And that is just such a key to success in life, is practice, identifying what you want to improve, getting feedback from an expert, just those coaching principles that we talked about at the start.
What do you find your own version of success?
That's a good question. So I guess it would be doing something that leaves an impact, that makes an impact and leaves a legacy that is really something purposeful. And that's hard to define what it is. I mean, someone shouldn't have to think, well, I have to go write a book or grow a business. No, I mean, if you want to raise well-adjusted children and have 10 grandchildren, that's your legacy. So success, I don't really get too caught up in the definition of it, but success is really doing your best.
This is where I want to make sure that you get the most out of being here, and I want to hear from you. So if you've enjoyed this episode, click like, and make sure I can send you the new episodes each and every week. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, I really want to make sure that I'm giving you exactly what you need. So comment below. I want to know what you're going to take away from this episode. And the best conversations after every episode always happen in the Breaking Success Tribe. I'll pop a link below for you to join the free group so you get access to the guides, the live streams. I'm in there answering your questions personally each and every day. Plus you get all the episodes as well. So thank you so much for being here and joining us. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next episode.